What is up? Welcome to the Intentional Grounding Buffalo Rumblings. Let me get my stuff together here. Pre-game show right here on the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast Network. I am your host, Stirls for the girls. I'm kicking it at home, ready for this Buffalo Bills game against the Miami Dolphins. Now, y'all already know I live in Denver. You guys are in Buffalo freezing your butt off. But I need to know how much snow is it up there? Like, I heard there was 1 to 4 inches during the game. I did see on the halftime show of the Cleveland game that there's no snow on the fields, which is nice. Hopefully they keep the snow off. But I'm excited to get into this. This show was brought to you by Picasso's Pizza, Buffalo's Pizza. Make sure that you check out Picasso's Pizza at www.picassospizza.net, where you can get your slice of heaven with Picasso's Pizza. All right. Also, this show is brought to you by my friends over at Slide a Shelf. Now, we talked about Slide a Shelf a ton on this show, but make sure that if you are going to do any home improvement projects that involve shelving of any kind, if you're a snacker, if you just want to be more organized, or you're doing a whole kitchen redo, remodel, kitchen, bathroom, my guys, my friends at Slider Shelf has you covered all the freaking way. So if you're watching live with us, make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you also like, follow, and subscribe to Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast Network. Our work can be found on all the social media platforms. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us there. But let's get into this thing, man. So, each and every week, we come in here, we talk, and the first thing we do, we got to bust out these AFC East standings, man, because tonight's game has some major implications for the Buffalo Bills, okay? So, tonight, if the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins, we clinch a playoff spot, all right? Now, we don't clinch the division, but we clinch a playoff spot. So, right now, we got the Jets at 7-6. They just lost to the Buffalo Bills, as we saw last week. The Patriots at 7-6. They also just took an L. Now, you're probably asking me, I got the Dolphins here 8-5 and have them with an arrow up. And why do I have them with the arrow up? Well, for one, this is the last blizzard game that they're probably going to have to play this season. That's just my estimation, my guess. So that's got to be nice for them. Also, they did lose last week, but they are still 8-5. They still have a shot to make the playoffs. So if I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, I have to be somewhat excited about where this season has taken them, the growth of Tua. So I have them on an arrow up. And then we have our beloved Buffalo Bills at 10-3 with the arrow up. This has been one of those odd years for us where we're winning gritty. We're not blowing teams out of the water. We did have some blowout wins early in the season. But the way we're winning now is with grit and determination. And it sounds so coach speak, so Sean McDermott, do your 111th, but that's what they're doing. And I know, before we even watch the game tonight, all right, before we watch the game tonight, as you see, I'm wearing all black because it's going to be a funeral tonight. I want us to really – it's real easy to be critical of this team. It's easy to be critical of the offense. But I think it's important, it's imperative that we remind ourselves that this is a 10-3 football team, and they're number one in the AFC and number one in the AFC East. Everything that the Bills set out to do this season is still in front of them. They control their own destiny. It was weeks ago where we thought oh, there's no way the Bills are going to get the number 1 seed. They're not gonna, they're not. They can't beat the Bengals. They can't beat the Chiefs. And we haven't played the Bengals yet, so we don't know that just yet. But there was a lot of negativity. Ken Dorsey's not a good offensive coordinator. We're hearing stuff like that. And I want to tell you that, look, Ken Dorsey is having his shortcomings. I mean, it's not perfect, but when you go back and watch the film, he's putting players in position to make plays. Now, it's up to the offense. It's up to those players to execute. And sometimes, and Josh Allen has an elbow injury that he's still nursing. That's tough, man. That's gritty. We gotta give some credit where credit's due, man. Von Miller's out for the season. And we're not even getting into the injuries. But the Bills have been injury-ridden all week, all year. But we're getting healthy. All right, we're getting healthy. And that's a plus. So when we watch this game tonight, man, we have to just keep everything, kind of keep it in check. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay but this is a 10-3 football team we're talking about. The number 1 football team in the AFC. All right. Let me get some shout outs in here, man. My people. Roy Collins, man, what's up, bro? He said, latest photo I saw had the seats covered in snow. Good luck finding your seat. You know what? Good luck finding your seats if you're at the game tonight. Because guess what? My seat is going to be on the couch. All right. Look, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Call me a wuss, a puss. Black folks don't like snow. We do not like the snow like that. You will not find me doing winter sports outside. Now, I'll play a football game. That's fun. But Buffalo has different kind of snow. I ain't trying to do it, bro. I'd rather be inside. I'm not saying I'm team dome or nothing like that, but I'm just telling you right now. We're close to the equator kind of creatures, man. I ain't getting out there in that snow, buddy. And you got your old ashy ankles and no, man. There ain't enough lotion to keep that stuff going. Kathy says, go Bills. What's up, Kathy? You got the inactive list. Xavier Rose, Dean Marlowe. I wonder why Dean Marlowe continues to be inactive, man. That's something that you traded for him. What's the point of trading for Dean Marlowe if you're just not going to play him? It don't make sense. Don't make sense. Now, we knew Ryan Bates was going to be out. We knew Jordan Phillips was going to be out. But Dean Marlowe, you kind of need Dean Marlowe in there. I'm just saying. My guy, Richard, what's going on? Beasley is active tonight. Thank you, Jimmy, man. I appreciate you always commenting and jumping in here. Appreciate the support, man. Yeah, the Colts. Hey, the Colts. We should be mad at the Colts. I think that's the curse of Frank Reich. Because how fitting is this? And I'm just thinking about this just as we're going here. Frank Reich led the biggest comeback in NFL history. That guy. Frank Reich is also the guy that the Colts fired in favor of, what's his name? Jeff Saturday. And then you're up by 33 points at halftime. And then you come out in the second half and lay an egg and get beaten overtime. That's sad, man. And you got Kirk Cousins out here flexing like he's something. Man, get out of here, Kirk Cousins. Ain't nobody trying to see all that. I don't know, man. I don't know. DH, what's going on, man? I smell a blowout. Hey, I love it. Can't be having them ashy ankles, bro. Can't be having it. Go Bills. I hope Cole plays tonight. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Now we got that out the way. Let's talk about this. Each and every week that I do this show, there's cap, right? And the cap for this week, I've heard people say that Cole Beasley is not going to have an impact. That's a signing that really doesn't move the needle. It doesn't make the Bills any more of a Super Bowl contender or favorite. It's just blah. And I want to challenge that because even though Cole Beasley is a late season addition, let's go back to his tenure, very short tenure, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Cole Beasley had 5 targets, 4 catches, and a little bit of yards, okay, with Tom Brady. An offense he doesn't know, and a system he doesn't know, and an environment that he doesn't know. And he decided, you know what, because the Bucs are trash. And he said, you know what, I'm hanging them up, bro. I'm done. apparently reported that he's been keeping his body in game-ready shape. Hence, that's why he's active tonight. So he is ready to play. And he's been in contact with players from the team. Ever since he left, he was in contact with players of the team, Isaiah McKenzie and so forth. But make no mistake, this is a Josh Allen move. Josh Allen wanted Cole Beasley back in Buffalo. The Bills flirted with Odell Beckham Jr. Reports are that Odell's going to be signing with the Cowboys for the playoff run. Cool for Odell. You know, Odell wanted to come in and just play the postseason. Now, Jerry Jones is going to be a sucker and pay him whatever money he wants to come in for the postseason. Now, if the Bills were to do it, I'm not going to complain, but the dollars matter. The dollars matter. But nothing's set in stone. I'm not saying Odell can't come to Buffalo because he isn't officially signed with the Cowboys, but that's just what's reported. I would love Odell here, but, you know, the money that I don't manage, the money has to add up and be right. Okay, so let's talk about Cole Beasley. So let me tell you what he's going to do for the offense. Okay, this is a guy that's had 82 catches the past 2 seasons. Okay, and you know, for the last few years we said third and Cole. You know, and I've been very critical of the wide receivers this season. Not Stephon Diggs, but everybody else I've been very critical of, and rightfully so. Outside of Cole Beasley, outside of Stephon Diggs, you don't have a consistent route runner that can run a full route tree. Now, John Brown can, but you don't have a wide receiver that can consistently get separation. We don't have a wide receiver outside of Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs that can uncover and get open in critical situations. And so even though Josh Allen is one of the leading passers in the NFL, he doesn't have that security blanket. And that's a big deal. I mean, you're talking about, you know, Dawson Knox, they paid a lot of money to. Really haven't featured him in the offense this year. I don't know if that's a product of Dawson's ineffectiveness or the game plan or whatsoever. I'm just not sure. But Dawson had a decent game last week, which was nice to see. But we're talking about Cole Beasley here. So let's add Cole Beasley back into this offense. I think that he could have 3 catches tonight. I think that you know, also look at what they did with John Brown. John Brown hadn't been here in a couple years, right? And he comes back, and Josh Allen's already throwing it to him deep, trying to get him the ball. So you see the rapport with Josh Allen and John Brown. Now think of Cole Beasley and Josh Allen, and it hasn't been that long. I mean, Cole Beasley was on the team last year, right? So there shouldn't be that much that's changed. There shouldn't be that much that's different. I expect Cole Beasley to come in where he left off. Cole Beasley, I mean, give him, you know, 5 catches, 60 yards. I think he could come in and do that. Give it to him on 3rd down. You know, what Cole Beasley is really good at, he's a really good route runner. Short, intermediate, medium. He can get open. He can uncover and find spots and zones to catch the ball. And he has reliable hands. Cole Beasley has reliable hands, all right? So put, you know, what this does to everybody else. This is what this does for everybody else. If you got to ask yourself this question. Outside of Stephon Diggs, who do you trust most to catch a pass consistently? It's got to be Cole Beasley. He has to be number 2, right? So you look at John Brown, right? Then I would say Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis, then Dawson Knox. And then you can just throw the rest of the receivers in there. These are we're talking about receivers that you can actually depend on. So what this does, you can now put Cole Beasley in the slot. You can take John Brown and have him run, you know, number 2 routes or have Gabriel Davis run those, you know, wide receiver number 2 routes. But now you have a true slot receiver. Okay. Cole can line up outside, but he primarily lines up in the slot. and you can use John Brown in multiple ways. This will open up some Gabe Davis stuff. If you can get Gabe Davis back in the wide receiver 3 or 4 where he belongs in terms of target wise or attention from a defense, it's perfect. That's why you saw Gabe Davis go crazy against Kansas City in the playoffs last year, because not that he was an afterthought, but you really don't have to game plan for him that much. Now that teams know that he's the number 2 wide receiver, he doesn't have the same amount of success, and he hasn't been as productive as we thought he would be. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Isaiah Hodgins thing. He had an opportunity when this offense was hitting the wall before he went to the Giants, and I don't feel like we saw flashes, but he didn't seize the opportunity. I'd rather have Cole Beasley than Isaiah Hodgins. They're just telling you right now. The rapport with Josh Allen is big time. It's going to be impactful. So Cole Beasley is going to have an impact. And I've said it on this show. I said, man, go fix that relationship with Cole Beasley. So Bills Mafia, give Cole Beasley a pass. He even admitted, he said he was sorry for some of the things he said, and he let the whole situation kind of get to him, and he was out of character. So guess what? And Bills Mafia welcome you back with wide open arms, and it's all good, water under the bridge like Adele. All right, we're going to let him shine. So if you're at the game tonight, man, make sure when he comes in the game that y'all go crazy for Cole. All right, so now we got these Miami Dolphins coming up, man. We got these Dolphins, and this guy. All right, this is we got broke logic here. This is logic, okay? And I got some beef with this dude right now. I like him as a coach, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's trying to be cute right now. And he said, "I wish it were colder." That's the shirt that he wore at practice this week, man. So he's going to get everything he wished for and some. I hope it snows an F ton in Buffalo during that game, because you want it to be cold, damn it. It's going to be cold. All right. I feel like he could have handled it a little better. I mean, it's like he took a situation that's uncomfortable in terms of like playing in the cold is not fun. I don't care who you are. It's not fun. And playing in Buffalo in the cold is not fun. Like, these guys are not used to it. They're in Miami. Just like when the Bills go down there and play in Miami, how the sweltering heat, and you got guys down there having heat strokes and being taken out of the game, being dehydrated and so forth. Those were toughening conditions in Miami earlier in the season. You don't think that that's going to, now that you got to come up to Buffalo, it's going to be tough, man. It's not going to be peaches and cream. And you over here putting this shirt on, talking about, I wish it were colder. I get it from a team perspective. Like, yeah, man, coach is making light of this, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't come out here and win this game, buddy, you're going to be made fun of. And every time you have a cold weather game, people are going to point at this Buffalo game. And he's going to have to have answers for it. So you better come ready to play, Miami. And let's talk about week 3 and that BS. Okay, look. The Bills lost the game. All right. But can we all agree that the Bills beat themselves? Can we all agree that the Bills beat themselves? All right. Look, Josh Allen didn't play his best, right? I mean, he was getting blitzed, and he got roughed up, right? No Jordan Phillips. He got roughed up. But I'm telling you right now, this whole everybody's praising Tua. Tua has, from the pre-draft process, when you watch Tua, he's an average to below average athlete at quarterback, and he doesn't have a strong arm. You guys all know it. And guess what? We've all, most of us have been in that stadium, and it's underground, and it's in a bowl, and the winds swirl, right? And if you don't have good arm strength, that ball can get away from you, man. So he's going to have his challenges tonight. And he doesn't have big hands. So gripping the ball when it's cold like that, it's going to pose a problem for Tua. It's going to pose a problem for Tua. Now, yeah, that is a great Miami's red zone defense was awesome. It was. But the Bills had some mistakes. Like Gabriel Davis missing a touchdown pass. That pissed me off. That cannot happen. Bro, catch the ball. But the Bills beat themselves. So what are the Bills going to do in this football game? How can they stop this Miami passing attack? And I think you got to go back to week 3 when the Bills played the Dolphins. They played a ton of man coverage. So here's a hot take, if you will. Watch what they do with Kaiir Elam tonight. You're going to see Kaiir Elam play a lot more in this game because he is the cornerback for the Bills that can play press man coverage. And I think if you get up on these receivers and don't let them beat you deep, make Tua throw the ball into the wind. Now, Miami has a quick strike passing game. They want to get guys moving early. They want to get guys, Tua wants to get on that first read and throw him the ball. You got to take away that first read. You got to disguise looks. You can't come over there, in this bland cover 2, you better do some cover 1, use a robber, play press man coverage, and dare them to beat you over the top. Look at last week. They played press man, and they got it done. And you're going to have to, and when you do play zone, you're going to have to make sure that you know your assignment, and you're going to have to pass these guys off in the zone, right? So I think the Bills can do that. I don't foresee Tua going off in this game. I just don't. I think he's going to get his. I expect Tua to have probably 230 yards, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So Kaiir Elam's going to play a lot more tonight. He's going to play a lot more. You got to watch Tyreek Hill in motion. They're going to run him in motion a lot. They're going to try to do it. They're going to do a lot of window dressing. They want to see, are the Bills playing man or zone coverage? So you're going to see a lot of, window dressing from this Miami Dolphins offense. And now they don't have Jeff Wilson, who's their best running back. So they're down him. All right. On the offensive line, the offensive line is not really good at all, to be honest with you. And I haven't seen who's active for them, but there's an opportunity at left guard, Ed Oliver, with Robert Jones. Right tackle, Brandon Shell, right? These two guys aren't that good. There's opportunities for the Bills to win outside. Now, you got to look. If you're Gregory Rousseau, you got to love what you see. I mean, Greg had 2 sacks last week. Groot had 2 sacks last week. So, you see him coming on. I mean, this would be a great game for Groot to just come in and just dominate. This would be the game. Ed Oliver, continue to play well. Ed Oliver's coming along the past 3-4 weeks. It's great to see. We need to see more of it. You got to take these Dolphins and you got to punish them into the ground. You got to punish them. Okay? So I think the Bills are going to play more man coverage. And I think you have to go after Tua. Blitz him off the edge with cornerbacks or safeties or whatever. Use Taron Johnson in that role, but get after him. Make him hurry his thought process when he snaps the ball. All right? On offense, run the damn ball. Run the ball. And can somebody block Melvin Ingram? Every time he plays the Bills, man, this dude wrecks us. Got to block Melvin Ingram, man. Get a hat on him. Now, they do got a good front. I mean, they got guys in the front 7 that can make plays, right? Miami's they're no slouch. Okay. Christian Wilkins, as dirty as he is, he's a good player. Jalen Phillips is another defensive end that's coming into his own. He's really good. Bradley Chubb, I think he's got like 2 or 3 sacks since he's been with the Dolphins. All right. They got some speed at linebacker. I mean, but they've underperformed all season long. Now you got Eric Rowe is out for his second game, and his backup is now out at safety. So you can exploit this defense. They're not that good. They're not good, but they do have some game records over there. And Melvin Ingram, I don't know why it is when he plays the Bills, but Melvin Ingram is a damn problem. Get a hat on it. But so we're talking about the Bills running the ball. Can we see more of James Cook? I think James Cook would be great in a game like this. I am all for using him more. Last week really didn't see too much of the running backs, right? I feel like you got to run the ball a little more. I felt like Devin Singletary needed a little bit more run. Ronnie MP. Man, if these are your options, buddy, I don't know, dude. You know what? Start him. Start him and see what happens, man. I've bombed out on my fantasy football team. I'm trash. My team was really good. I drafted well, but this season can't get it together. But so the Bills need to run the ball. And I feel like Josh Allen needs to play within himself. He needs to understand that he is Miami's daddy. But I feel like this is a game because Josh Allen has such a strong arm. Let it rip. When you have the opportunities to throw the ball, let it rip, man. Play confidently. I understand that he wants to, play within the structure of the offense, and he wants to mitigate turnovers, which is great. But part of what makes Josh Allen special is that he sometimes he just doesn't care, and he's going to make the big play. Man, let's get back to that. I think you've had a few weeks to kind of the turnovers calming down, so forth. Now it's time to take some chances. Now you got your third down security blanket back. I think that's going to open up this offense a lot more. Now defenses have to plan for Cole Beasley. I think it's great for John Brown as well. It's great for all the wide receivers. You're going to see some different coverages rolled around, different mixed coverages rolled around now that you have that's another weapon for the Bills that you have to pay attention to. So I want to see the screen game. So if you remember last time the Bills played the Dolphins, the Dolphins were very aggressive. They were blitzing a lot from the edges. And if they do that, use the draw, use halfback draws, use the screen game, okay? Use some drag routes. Get guys going in space for some rack. Josh Allen's got to do that. That's on Ken Dorsey too. Ken Dorsey has to scheme that up. So run the ball, be aggressive. I feel like this is a game where the Bills need to start off fast. Get Miami kind of, where they feel like that they got to catch up. I think if the Bills can start off fast, I think if they can start fast, they're going to blow them out. They're going to blow them out. Because now you're gonna make them one-dimensional. They've already told you that they're one-dimensional. They had 8 carries last week. So Sean McDermott, make them one-dimensional. Make them play that style. If they want to play that style, let them play it. Let them play it. Now, I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're having great seasons, man. They're good wide receivers. But I think the Bills have what it takes. Oh, and you got Trey White back. Now, he's not all the way there. But I think having Trey White in there, I don't want to see Dane. Can we be done with the Dane experiment? Just not a fan. Not a fan. So attack the secondary. Okay. So I just told you that Miami they got a hole at safety. And they don't have, outside of that, their safeties haven't been playing that well this season. You got Javon Holland. I'm not taking away anything from him, but they as a secondary, they haven't been playing that well. So don't be afraid to throw the ball. Attack them. Attack the secondary over the middle. Attack them. Okay? Josh Allen is super efficient throwing the ball down the field. Let's get back to that. All right? Now, on defense, we talked about it. The defensive line needs to step up in this game. This is a game where the defensive linemen, the front seven for the Buffalo Bills, defensive linemen and linebackers, they can control this game. If they come in and play the way we expect them to play, the game's over. Because if Ed Oliver, Greg Russo, like we talked about, can be dominant, they're gonna cause some issues. They're gonna cause some issues, and I'm not gonna keep us here that long. You know, the game starts very soon, and you guys want to get and watch the pregame show and stuff. So I'm gonna definitely wrap it up here. All right. With that being said, so do I expect the Bills to win the game? Well, I'm not going to get into that yet, but I will do this. I'm going to show you guys who my player of the game will be. Now, I haven't picked this gentleman just yet, and I'm not just doing that. You know, it's not one of those, you know, I'm over here. You remember when we used to play in sports and everybody got a turn to be the captain? I'm not doing that. But what I will do is this. And he's been playing well all season. So if I had to pick a player of the game, the player that I think is going to have the most impact is going to be this guy right here, Matt Milano. This is a game where Matt Milano can really make some hay here. Reason being is there's going to be a lot of things thrown his way. Look, they want to do a short passing game, okay? Right in the belly of these linebackers. So Tremaine Edmonds, Matt Milano, I think Matt Milano can have an 8-tackle, 2-tackle for loss, and a forced fumble kind of game. I think that would be fantastic. He's playing at an all-pro level. Matt Milano this season is playing at an all-pro level. And I think if he's on, you know, he's been great. I mean, you can't deny it. I think Matt Milano is going to have the most impact on this defense. That he has to. Miami told you they're not running the ball. And if they try to start running the ball, I don't think they have the guys up front to consistently win 1v1. Now, this is a zone rushing attack, but Jeff Wilson's not playing. And they want to be a passing attack, pass heavy team. And so Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, this is your game. So I think the Bills can really make some hay with these linebackers, man. Matt Milano is going to be, as Jimmy says, a freaking beast. All right. Matt Milano is going to beast out tonight. So if you have a Matt Milano jersey, you're sitting at home, throw that thing on because 58 is going to be a beast. And then when he shows out tonight, don't forget that I told you right here on Intentional Grounding that Matt Milano is going to be a beast. He's going to be your defensive player of the game. I'm telling you right now. Offensively, I think this is Josh Allen can if I had to predict a stat line for Josh, I would say that Josh Allen is going to throw, 26 for 32, 312. Let's go 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think that's a good game. Remember, Josh Allen's daddy. All right, daddy's, they coming to daddy's house, right? The Dolphins are done. And go tell this dude, what's that dude on the Miami Dolphins? He's a content creator that was talking all that mess to Chef and all. Man, hey, it's over. You want something to cry about? You're getting it tonight. So I'm predicting the Bills are going to win this game. I'm going to say the Bills are going to win this game 31-17 Bills. 31-17 Bills. I want you to drop your score predictions in the comments section below. I do believe the Bills will win this game 31-17. I got about 5 minutes left. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to do so here in the comments. Now is your time. Somebody said Smoke. Yeah, man. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's that dude's name is Smoke. Richard Rush. That's my guy. Yeah, his name's Smoke. The Fins are getting smoked tonight. We're getting some smoked salmon tonight, baby. I love some smoked salmon. But they're going to get beat tonight. It's hard to beat a team once. But twice, it's hard, it's tough. What would I do for a Klondike bar? Shit. Well, first of all, I'm lactose. So if I'm gonna do anything with that Klondike bar, I got to take the lactate pill first, man. So you know, us brothers, once we hit 30, hey, lactose intolerant, man. So, and I still love my dairy products, but I'm telling you, it comes with the price. If I don't take that lactate pill, it comes with the price. That's what I would do for a Klondike bar. It's gonna come with a price, but I'm gonna eat it. You best believe I'm gonna eat that thing. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, so we're any more questions before we, let's talk about the offensive line real quick. Let's talk about the offensive line. Roger Saffold, he hasn't played well this season, which was kind of surprising, and I feel like he's not the most important cog to the offensive line, but I feel like if he plays better down the stretch, boy, would that be encouraging. I would love to see the Bills activate Ike Bacher as well. I know he was coming off of an injury. I think they got one more week to sort out what they're going to do with him. But it would be nice to see Ike Bacher in there, just in mop-up duty or see what he's got because, let's be real. The offensive line has not been great. Pass protection, I feel like they've been good. But, man, do they, they get beat. They get beat. And it's something you don't want to necessarily see. Now, if we had a guy like Kirk Cousins in the back, at quarterback, we'd be toast, right? So the Bills got some improving to do, man. You look at, Cromer, and they've gotten better, but I don't think they're playing to the level that we expected them to play this year. And namely, Roger Saffold. Roger Saffold needs to play better. All right. Let's take a look at him tonight. If you necessarily watching the ball, but take a look at the offensive line and see what they're doing. Because this is a game where the Bills might want to come out and they want to be run heavy, run focused. That's totally fine. The Bills have run the ball better than they have, but it still needs to be on another level. And if they do that, watch the offensive line. If they do that, they're gonna play well. I think that offensive line, I think is huge. Spencer Brown's another guy that hasn't really been playing that well this season. I think it's one of those situations where the Bills look to draft a right tackle, another one for competition. I don't think you can go into next year thinking that Spencer Brown is your right tackle without any competition. We need to draft a right tackle. I got some prospects for you in the coming weeks. The Bills also need to invest in wide receiver this offseason. And I'm not talking about bringing a guy in as a free agent. I'm talking about actually drafting one and developing him. You got to. So all right, I'm gonna keep it moving here. Is Ike Bacher playing? No, he's not playing. They haven't decided what they were going to do with him yet. They haven't decided. I think he's still inactive. I think they got 1 week to determine what they're going to do with him. So Susanna Sunday says go. Michael Burry go. I don't know what she's talking about. Y'all tell me what she's talking about in there because I don't even know. Make sure that you like, follow, subscribe the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast Network. All right. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment to the Intentional Grounding Podcast. Look, and we're on YouTube. So if you know somebody who's a Bills fan that really doesn't do anything pregame or really doesn't really listen to podcasts or view those kind of things during the week, man, tell them, say, hey, man, my boys over at Buffalo Rumblings, man, they do a good job. Check them out. Let them know about us. A lot of the things that I do is going to change now that draft season is upon us. So my best work comes in draft season, I believe. So stay tuned here, man. I'm gonna keep you guys locked and loaded. All the off-season stuff, we're gonna keep you locked and loaded. Make sure that you guys we have a halftime show. All right, we got a halftime show that you can call in, right? And also, we got Overreaction Podcast. My guy, Joe Miller, is going to keep you guys locked and loaded with that right after the game. So, man, I just want y'all to know it's all love around here. All love. Like I said, I'm wearing all black because I believe it's going to be a funeral tonight, baby. But the Bills got to get this dub. Look, 31-17. Josh Allen, right? He's going to have a good game with 310 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matt Milano, 8 tackles, 2 for loss, forced fumble. Let's get it. All right, so the Bills going to get this dub, and I'm going to join in on the Overreaction podcast. I'm gonna chat Joe Miller. All right, when it's all said and done, I'm gonna get up in there. But hey, whatever you do, be safe tonight. If you're at the game, hey, drive safe when you go home. Bundle up and let's go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.